the police send somebody a certified piece of mail, they don't need to send you a certified piece of mail for warrants. They have a special service for that. They can just come by and pick your ass up whenever they want or whenever they like. So it's not because I have a warrant. I know that. What other reason they could create and come up with is beyond my imagination. Better yet, my clairvoyant imagination. Hot as hell out here today. What's up, Rudolfo? Everyone else. Shout out to the ones watching, lurking in the background, supporting in the background. You know who you are. You know what you do. And for those of you that do, just know from the kindness of my heart, I thank you. And I do my best to share it. Hell yeah. Paulie said it. Clairvoyant Enclave. What the fuck is that? Clairvoyant Enclave. Man. Clairvoyant Enclave. Clairvoyant has a couple of meanings. And I got to give it to the person that gave it to me. Anna. Yeah, we watched my lady, we watched the movie last week. It was about the exorcist or whatever. And the lady that talked to the dead and saw the ghost or whatever, she was a clairvoyant. So I was trying to break down the word and the meaning of by the definition. And I came with clear voyage by the French interpretation from the centuries or whatever. So it does mean beyond the scope of the person's average perceived perception.
Huh?
And an enclave is a shelter where all my rights are packed inside of. And since my rights are on an enclave, it can't be broken, taken, suspended, or revoked.
What are you talking about?
Without my consent. Without your consent too. But they'll think you're bullshitting until you send them a bill in the mail. And then because the next local police agency decided to hit you on your bicycle and damage your bicycle and damage your property and act like it doesn't matter. You have the right to be wrong. Being wrong isn't a right. You can't have the right to be wrong, so your statement is incorrect. Doesn't hold no weight whatsoever.
Huh?
But
epically
you do have the right to make corrections.
Take your fucking L's, you little crybaby.
To mistakes
Make
you
no
might have
goddamn
applied.
sense.
And that's in all fairness.
You fucking lost on every fucking thing you tried, bitch. I hit that fucking walk button.
Most people don't simply have the ability
You're trying to act like you
to be
won
able to
something.
even say,
You lost miserably.
I'm sorry.
You got your
or
ass
apologize.
handed to you. Denied, denied, denied,
They ain't gonna get there no
denied.
faster.
Reinstated, reinstated, reinstated. Dismissed, case dismissed.
Impatient ass people.
Now go get your food stamps and your SSI.
So, yeah,
With your fucking
got the right to be
fraudulent
wrong?
fucking paperwork,
Sure.
you fucking
but
soft
you have the
sick.
right to correct your wrongs, or the right to
Oh, you're gonna get
make
corrected.
correction on your mistakes. Maybe replace that mistake with a better action.
Fuck your apology.
To come and pick up and sign for it by signature from the Inglewood Police. Here. Just that like that. I'll show you. So you know I'm not bullshitting you or pulling your leg. So yeah. What in the hell? And they want a signature. What do you think? What if they sending me a check for 15 grand like I asked for in my official invoice?
Your word salad invoice? You're not a journalist. You're someone with a Google account.
I did so happen to get this just 3 days after I sent my invoice for $15,496. What's interesting is also yesterday, I got another email from the IA dipshit over at Inglewood. This stupid prick, he has the audacity to be disrespectful and ask me to submit to him. What do I look like, a slut? In a lot of ways, maybe, but I owe that fucker no obligation of submission. I'm curious if he's willing to submit to my finalized statement and demand for a payment for the services those little fuckers receive.
Dude, you failed on everything. You fucking failed on every single thing.
Ain't that something? Maybe it's because nobody understands the information that's coming out of my mouth.
No, I don't. I really don't. It's
So-
mind-numbingly stupid.
They can't watch it because their brains are too tiny
Yeah, that's what it
to
is.
piece together
You don't have no education.
material facts and put them in a term in a contract that would only constitute their agreement to the factual material
Huh?
in that agreement. It's not being a sovereign citizen. It's being a clairvoyant
Okay, if you change the words.
to the
Okay, YouTube University.
individuals with microscopic brains
Come on, do
That-
your wordy bits.
only think of one sentence at a time. I think of 50 sentences at a time, probably 40 different words.
Well, that's your problem.
My little fried brain from smoking all this weed is starting to run out of memory.
Yeah. See? Now you're learning. But you make no sense.
I guess that's what makes me pretty good at what I do, right?
All your epic fails.
What up, Todd Chenard, man? I hope you're doing good and keeping it on the ground, man. It's a rough time out there for those truck drivers, putting up with all this dictation of rules and regulations by fictitious entities and private corporations that want to tell everybody else what to do, except mind their own fucking business. I am walking, like I said, to the post office to sign for a piece of mail that was sent by the city of Inglewood. Now, I'm pretty sure, 100% sure, that this address that is written on the envelope with this separate legal entity's name on it is written in the wrong format and does not contain my true physical address, which would be the longitude and latitude coordinates that
But I'm not a sovereign
locate
citizen.
my place of receiving mail and business. Look, this bitch didn't even bother to look at all. So, what's up, Too Tall Rob and Max McDab? Hell yeah. What the fuck is that address? Address? I don't know what that shit is. Last I heard was people who live in the federal jurisdiction.
You got denied.
Proud tax-paying citizens and alien residents pay a duty and obligation.
But you're not a sovereign citizen.
From an address
Sure
that they are
like sovereign
occupants
citizen.
and renters at. We're going to the United States Post Office to retrieve a piece of mail that was sent, certified mail from the city of Inglewood.
Sweating bullets.
Yeah, that's right, man. I don't have an address.
I got your address, but I won't share it like you do because I'm not an asshole.
Rescinded at the Department of Homeland Security.
I'm not a little crybaby.
For non-immigration purposes.
I got your address,
I can prove it. I got the paperwork to prove it. Not only do I got the paperwork to prove it, how many of you know what en passant means?
I know what fraudulent conveyance of a judgment debtor means.
Some of you know because I told you. Other people know because you play chess. So, I'm going to pick up a piece of mail
on you.
That was sent certified by the city of Inglewood.
Doxers and felony
possibly in
harassers.
Response to the complaint I made that I attached a invoice to for $15,546. Yes, I did. I did demand $15,000.
You demanded $75,000 and you got fucking shut down.
Because they kept my property.
You don't know what you're doing.
For 10 whole days, they kept my property. 10 days they kept my shit. That's 240 hours for those of you that can't count. So, my going rate just from my Sony AR-33 camera is $15 an hour.
You're not a journalist.
And $15 an hour times 240.
Journalist shows both sides.
How many
of
you
the
know
story.
brain geniuses can put that mathematical figure together?
I don't know.
Huh?
You probably can.
Let's hear it for you bright, intelligent people. Let's hear it from the person that calls me a sovereign citizen.
You are a sovereign citizen.
Before
Everything
you
you
use your
just said
calculator.
is sovereign citizen script.
75,000 from your local city cops. Well, I demanded the money for the property that was
Oh, you're not going to
used
talk about
and
your
loaned
lawsuit that was tossed out?
to them in the course of my consultation
Oh, you're just going to move on from that? I see.
While being prevented from exercising the liberties that are secured
You're a sponge, bro.
to my private state.
You're on
my
food
private
stamps
trust.
and SSI.
And I don't trust you bitches.
You're bleeding off the taxpayers, and you don't
What's
contribute
good,
at all.
NJ?
That's the fucking truth.
I'm glad they got rid of that funky tacos, skippy tacos, scrappy tacos, whatever they were. Fuck that spot.
Puffing and puffing down the street.
It ripped me off one day. So, what do we find ourselves doing? Sitting there paying that resident alien tax. How you like being treated?
There it is, sovereign citizen
with such
script.
disdain by your so-called local public servants?
I don't know. Treat me fine. I don't go looking for trouble, though.
You just didn't know it, but just to tell you, in fact, you too are an officer of the court because you
that
have
why
the
you
ability
failed?
to make a citizen's arrest. A citizen's arrest is a special privilege and benefit of citizenship.
Oh, we're going to the donut place where your friend
Special
threatened
benefits. Go
me. Oh, it's
Special
all
benefits
coming
of your
together
citizenship.
now.
I don't eat beef.
Donut
So,
place. Interesting.
Special privileges. So since you can make a citizen's arrest, that makes you an officer too. Something called 2020 breathing or 2020 hindsight with a reasonable totality of the circumstance to use as an excuse. Well, since it's it does say for an officer. For those of you that don't know, citizens are also an officer. Citizens are officers of the court too. They're special kinds of officers of the court.
Is that why your lawsuit got tossed the fuck out?
You can have whatever kind of court appoint whatever officer they want to appoint.
Because you were afraid you were going to have to pay for my attorney fees? Well, guess what? You're still going to have to pay for them.
Postal Service officer.
Oh, I thought you're not an auditor.
Postal. Something that comes in the mail, which is a foreign vessel.
I thought you weren't an auditor.
It's postmarked. Yeah. Don't worry. I'm not here to ask permission or... hell yeah. Perfect. Well, they can't say I didn't make an attempt. I made a full, wholehearted attempt here to retrieve this damn letter.
At
And
4 o'clock
turns out
on a Saturday.
that these bitches are closed right now. So, sorry, Inglewood, couldn't receive your letter in the mail.
I'm glad you recorded that. That's hilarious.
Hopefully, you see that I
Now
made
you
my
can
wholehearted
stew
attempt.
on it all night.
If it was returned to you, please make sure that your address provided to you on my address return is exactly the same. If you use zip code, just in case you're watching Inglewood,
Oh,
if you
sovereign
use zip
citizen
code
script.
on my address, I will return that to you for it being a insufficient document, being that is not my address. So, since it's not my address, you got to send it to the correct place. Instigating without an attorney, that's going to cost you more than it's worth. They're going to laugh at you. Without an attorney. Why? Without an attorney. Do you expect me to accept an attorney to speak for me? Pay the attorney to bring me into their jurisdiction and hold my hand because I can't.
But you
it's
failed.
presumed by the court
You
and
failed.
the attorney.
Your lawsuit
that
failed. Epically.
I don't have the insight or capability to be able to argue a valid legal point from a correct standpoint within my status.
You don't. You don't. Your shit got tossed out.
By hiring an attorney, you're
Because you don't know
hiring
what you're
somebody
doing.
that is an officer of that court that's bringing you back into that court. So the court's already getting paid.
Yeah, and you're going to have to pay for my attorneys in the end.
The court's already getting paid.
I've already
Twice.
spent money on my attorneys, and
Twice.
you're going to have to
They got
pay
paid
for
from
them.
your trust.
That part is
Then they got
already
paid
done and
again
over with.
when you paid for the lawyer to keep you in their jurisdiction.
But I got to
so
wait
that
in line
you
because
surrender
you're a
all
deadbeat
personal
dad.
jurisdiction
Doesn't pay
and
child
have
support.
no rights, and they're all waived, and you have no say-so, and you must accept whatever outcome it is these sucker-ass motherfuckers want to hand you.
Sense at all.
And you must accept that they found their
Some
employer, their
dumbass
employee,
followers.
acted within reasonable policy limits, and they find no wrongdoing. So therefore, since you submit, you just accept. You'll hire an attorney. Oh, he's just going to do the best he can, because otherwise failure to do so would constitute a malpractice.
Jaywalking on
But-
camera.
The average individual that hires an attorney is a minor in the matters and has no subject over the matter.
I know some big
Therefore,
words. Everybody follow me. I know
Waived
big
and
words.
dissolved all personal jurisdiction.
I know big words.
So now, what are you? Just sitting there left pleading for their mercy?
No, you'll be pleading for mercy.
How do you plead? Not guilty or guilty? I don't owe a plea to you.
Go get a beer,
I'm not
Ricky.
begging you for mercy because I'm not at your mercy.
You will be. You'll be issuing apologies all over your fucking YouTube
Yeah.
as part of my settlement.
Wow. Perfect lunchtime snack.
Yeah, maybe that's your problem, is that you drink too
So-
much.
Yeah, you go ahead and hire the attorney if you like. And he's just going to say, sorry, I couldn't get you the deal you wanted. I apologize for it.
No, I don't hire those kind of attorneys. I've never lost with an attorney. Oh, once.
I apologize. I can't get you the deal you want. I'm sorry that I just took your $5,000 and ripped you off, and I got you a terrible outcome in the whole process.
You
More
really
than
think
likely,
you're gonna
end
win?
back up in the system.
You still think you're gonna win? Going back
Replicated.
5 years, I got hard drives and
And,
screenshots galore with
Abused
all
and
your little gang crew.
counted, numbered, taxed, regulated.
Yeah, they're taxed. So you live on
Called the
SSI,
enemy.
you
Called
get
the
food
actually called it
stamps,
combatant. They don't even call you a
you don't pay
civilian.
taxes.
I wonder why they don't ever call you a civilian.
You're a fucking
You ever heard the
leech,
police
man.
Call you a civilian
You're a goddamn leech.
because they don't consider you a civilian. They consider you a citizen. A citizen is the officer.
See, there you go. More sovereign
So-
citizen script.
Go ahead. So,
Oh, I let Artie know
So-
that you failed in everything you
Justice
tried to
bending
do. He
Oh,
laughed
yeah,
his
I'm
ass
bending over.
off. He doesn't
That's-
even want to. He doesn't even want to know
Justice
about you. You're such a
is
fucking
defined
Looney Tune.
as, hold on, there's a minor in here. I'm not even going to say
You
that.
still butthurt about it.
I'll tell you what justice means as soon as a minor leaves the room.
I'm not sure you know what justice means. Because you're hocked up on drugs and alcohol.
Hello, this is wild.
Look at fucking e-begging motherfuckers. Look at that. E-begging. Get Ricky a perfect lunchtime beverage.
Oh,
Pay for him to be an alcoholic, everybody.
how much are you?
The only people stupider than Ricky Munday are the people that follow Ricky
Oh,
Munday.
yeah. Whew. So, anybody have an answer for me?
Because you don't
Of course,
know?
it's going to take a lot of money and time, but then it's going to be a waste of money, and all that time is going hard. Well, did you know that you have the right to have your case heard without paying any money? Because what is money? What is money? Money is a debt that is created by Congress.
Huh?
Money is debt created by Congress that is handed down
You don't know how
and then
anything
collected
works. Oh,
under
man.
House Joint Resolution number.
Stupid listening
192.
to your bullshit.
It's not a conspiracy and it's not a sovereign
You're-
citizen term. It is real factual
You're really
shit
hooked
that
up on that
can
sovereign
be found
citizen.
in the United States courts, the
You've
Library
already
of
been
Congress,
called
so
the
on
sovereign
and so forth.
citizen.
Plenty of valid information out there about HJR,
Yeah,
House Joint Resolution number 192.
on YouTube. From your websites, your Sovcit websites,
So-
your copy pasta websites with the lawsuits you
Since
still make grammatical errors on.
Article 1, Section 8 says, Congress shall have the authority to create debt, tax, imposts, and excises,
You're like a 4-year-old that like,
and borrow money
Thinks you
on the
know
credit of the
everything.
United States. That means they go to the Treasury and request a bond with the promise to repay the bond with the interest. That interest is your labor.
okay, Ron Paul
That's why you
bot.
pay taxes for going to work.
1933 triggered.
It is also exchange of payment for your citizenship.
Yeah.
Some of you probably had a shitload of gold one time back in the day or
Oh
something.
yeah, 1933.
And
There it
then-
is. There it is.
All of a sudden, gold got popular
Libertarian
and gained a
stupid
lot
ass.
of interest. Then the government says, "Oh, you own gold. You owe us a piece of that too."
Oh, shut the fuck
So,
up.
ever say you had a gain of an income? How can they say you had a gain? What gain? How do you even have a gain of any type if you pay taxes on the supposed gain that you never received true payment for?
Oh, you're talking about your SSI? Or your food stamps?
Oh,
Yeah, you gotta
man.
report that shit whenever
So-
you get money from YouTube.
You tell me I owe you
All your donations.
for a service that you gave me. But the service you gave me is contestable and is not an adhesive. So therefore,
You really don't know what you're talking about. That's why
I'm
your
not
cases get thrown
bound
out of
by
court.
the set terms, but I am bound by duty
Oh,
to respond and object
so you're just the
to
taxpayer's
the
burden.
terms. If I don't object to the terms, they consider that fact consent,
You're not providing
implied consent.
your YouTube earnings to
A lot of you have
SSI?
heard the saying, your silence equals consent. Yes, it's true statement when you have implied knowledge of the contract at hand. So you can't expect to take somebody's property without
took it.
an expectation of payment in exchange for the
called-
property rendered.
It's called fair use.
Therefore,
It's called journalism. Drinking in public.
you are due a just fee for the property that was confiscated.
Really, you think you lost?
What
you
kind of
fucking
property?
lost.
Well,
You
the
lost.
fingerprint is real property, number one. Your biometric of your eyes thing is
Hey Ricky,
correct
you're just a
and,
sponge on
taken from
SSI. You're
That belongs
bleeding
to
the
you.
taxpayers. Isn't that against all
the name
libertarian
attached to
and
the account is
Sovcit?
taken from you, so on and so forth.
So on and so forth.
But you don't know these things because you're a minor and you depend on an attorney to speak for you on your behalf, but
But you
he
failed.
doesn't tell you everything.
You fucking
He
failed.
only tells you bits and pieces of the game that he wants you to know or understand or
Well,
comprehend,
He won for me, so
because by doing so,
got your shit tossed out of court, and
It
now you're on the
benefits
hook
him
to pay me,
to keep
bitch.
you in their jurisdiction.
Pay me, bitch.
No.
You don't even know where you were filing suit.
All
You're
attorneys
so dumb.
are not scumbags. There are some good attorneys out there.
I'll agree.
Better call Saul Goodman,
I'll agree with you on
He's
that
a
one.
way
There's some
better
shitty
character.
attorneys.
with way more moral ethics and quality standards than Artie's corporate fiction.
Oh, there it is.
You see what I'm getting at?
There it is. There
So-
it is. Why are you still beefing with Artie? He
I
doesn't
think-
give two fucking flying shits about you. And
Lawyers
you're still butthurt about
Can
Artie.
be effective if you have a honest lawyer like Jones.
You mean like Felipe
Ooh.
Hemming?
If you have an honest lawyer that will honestly speak and be willing to subject himself to a contempt of court claim
You act like you
in an
won
attempt
something.
to protect his client. Now that attorney,
You lost. I mean, you
It's far
fucking
and
really,
few.
really lost. You lost all 20 copyright strikes, all 4
that
privacy
attorney is
complaints.
far and few.
My channels are back up.
That mother lover gonna be hard to find. But if you do find him, it's only because his license that was issued by the California Bar Association or whichever bar the license was issued from decided to reinstate the license in itself. So the lawyer,
Huh?
despite being suspended, like your driver's license gets suspended,
Oh, Felipe.
He then pays another loyalty fee, and his loyalty fee probably increases, and he probably pays more every year thereafter.
Huh?
For the violation that the attorney committed against the jurisdiction of that court.
Oh, you're talking about Felipe Hemming, the pretend attorney, this
Juan Dos, what's up, yo?
son of a CIA
This
agent
Modelo
that
for
you guys
you,
all
Holmes.
seem to trust.
Hell yeah.
That's your attorney, that's the gang's
So,
attorney. Perfect. He's got money. You guys
what
don't.
I am getting at, regardless, you can have an attorney to speak for you
Oh, I do.
and still remain in your official position, or you can
Lose like you.
save your money, save yourself, educate yourself, and stop believing the things that they tell you.
But Ricky,
like,
you lost. They denied
if you
your
owe child support,
famous
you can't get a
paparazzi,
passport.
or whatever the fuck how you pronounce that
If
Latin
you've been
word.
to prison, you can't get a passport. If you have any type of felony convictions, how you doing? You can't get a passport. They tell you these things, and they flat out make these claims to you that you can't get a passport. But none of that is true, because I have the proof
Oh, so
that
you're
says
a convicted
otherwise.
felon.
You can get a passport.
So
But-
you're a convicted felon.
If you want your passport
Wow, I learned
in the
something
form
new.
of your citizenship, it will be limited.
So why are you on SSI and food stamps?
If you want your passport
I'm just
in
wondering.
the form of a no-fee, regular endorsed passport, it is not limited
Huh?
and has no bounds or restrictions.
You got a passport because you're
And
ready to fucking escape
Will
to
come
Mexico.
with a national identification card, which identifies you as the person or private entity that I so speak of. They
Ricky, you lost.
Now,
you fucking lost.
give you that
Take
identification
your fucking L's and
so
shut the
that
fuck up.
you have the right to pass. Because whenever you're born in a canal. And you come out of the canal with water.
This sounds like
Salute
sovereign
to your
citizen
mother.
script.
Salute to mine. I got 2 of them, thankfully. And they both bought me this beard. Yeah.
You that broke?
So,
You that broke that mommy had to buy your beer? Did
when you get this
did you report that donation?
you have the pass, allowed to pass through a port of any type,
This sounds like bullshit.
any jurisdiction,
Bullshit.
anywhere, with the protections of the laws of the United States of America. Not just the United States. And by the way,
But you're bleeding on
that
the
passport is
taxpayer's
the only
dime.
document that you can ever attain
You're on
that
Social
will
Security and
show anything
you
that
probably
you're
never
in the
paid into
United
it. How the
States
fuck did you get Social
of
Security?
America.
Oh, you're playing the
And
death
mommy and
card.
daddy are
That's
your
right.
parents.
I forgot. You're playing the death
No.
card.
My mommy and my daddy are not my parents. The government is my parent because by default, I'm a ward of the state. And by being a ward of the state,
Because of crimes
the
you've
state,
committed?
by Patreon, Patrie, has created a irrevocable trust on my behalf under the same title of 42,
He's not a Sovcit, though.
which is a non-positive, dispositive title
Sure sounds
that
like
holds no
Sovcit
lawful
script to
legal
me.
weight in common law. No lawful legal weight in common law.
Sure sounds like the Sovcit script to me.
The court, oh, your daddy. Oh, my bad, mommy and daddy. Well, is the government as a Patreon. Because all totality,
Do you report your Patreon?
we are still citizens of the government. Straight up. You have...
Okay, sovereign citizen.
It's kind of cool right here. There's a breeze. I'm about to turn it off anyway. So it takes 40 minutes. Hell yeah. All right. Post up right here. All right.
So
So,
it's story time.
The government
The government that I'm
Government.
leeching off of. I've never paid
But
any
the government
taxes, and I'm
was-
getting food stamps and
We're sorry.
SSI.
We didn't mean to scam you.
You're scamming
All
the
debt
government.
entities. That's correct. We didn't mean to scam you. We didn't mean to take what belonged to you. Here, we created a trust for you, but we didn't tell you about it.
There it is.
And we hid the
Sovereign
facts
citizen
from
script.
you. And we disguised the information from you.
You know how to tell
And we abused our position
if someone's a Sovcit? They
of
say
our
they're not a
fiduciary
Sovcit.
trustee appointed benefit, and we used it for our own personal gain. And we extorted you out of every fucking piece of penny we could get out of you. Even though we
Really?
had the forehand knowledge
Only
that there was
taxes.
a trust that existed with your name and account number on it that belonged to you that you never claimed, and we don't have to tell you about it. The information is on record. You choose not to believe it, or you choose not to educate yourself in those matters,
You're not educated.
then that's your problem. You never called it, you never claimed it. Who can you blame? That's your fault.
So you think you have
Can't
money
call
in a
me
trust
names
fund somewhere
and try to
and you could
despise
just
me.
access it?
For showing you or telling you about something that they don't want to tell you about, that you would probably never find unless you
ain't taught me
actively search
shit.
for it.
You're making me stupid is what you're doing. You're making me stupid. Listening to you makes me dumb. And you just happen to
How do
find
you appear in person?
dumber people than you.
How can you appear in person? Appearance by definition. What is appearance by definition? Appearance by signing in the box, I herein promise to appear at the court on the day, date,
Rent
and place
fucking free.
at the address listed.
Fucking
I promise
free.
to appear. Arise. How do you arise? You can only arise from the dead. Your appearance is not an arise.
Stay on
When you
topic. Stay on
read the
topic.
definition, or you Google the definition of arise, or you look in the Webster's dictionary and look up the word arise or the word appear, you will see that it's something called a intransitive verb. And this intransitive verb is not of an object. So, since it is an intransitive verb and not an object, that means it is fiction.
Okay.
Because it gives the appearance or to come into sight.
Yo,
If
Ricky,
you come into sight,
I can assure
you
you,
have to come into sight from somewhere.
Artie doesn't give a
You
flying
can't come
fuck
into sight
about
from
you.
nowhere.
He clowns you,
No more
exposed
than
you, and
you
he's
can
on.
appear
Moving on.
From nowhere.
And it pissed you
You
off
had
so
to
much
appear
that you decided to
from
commit
somewhere.
crimes. Worked out beautifully.
If you appeared from somewhere, you came from a location in a geographical sense.
Ricky, you lost.
In a geographical sense.
You lost.
That geographical sense can be found in their code at title, off the top of my head, at title 267701. subsection or subparagraph 9.
Mhm.
Don't believe me?
I
Let me
don't.
stand right here and smile with confidence while you go
That you lost
research that information.
every single thing you
to
tried to
reject
do, and what'd you get out of
idea
it? 2 community
or
guideline strikes.
Critical, factual information that I just handed you.
Yeah, you think
I
so?
smile with the confidence because I know Title 26,
You don't know
USC
shit.
7701, Section 9 and 10
Huh? You didn't even get that right.
states, by definition, in a geographical sense, means
That you're
a
stupid?
district, a fucking district,
Uh,
territory,
Yeah, see, you know you got
possession,
that wrong. Keywords.
or other territory located in the North America or Mariana Islands. So, federal
What about
territory
Puerto Rico?
is the enclave in itself that creates the jurisdiction
That you
that
failed
comes
at?
from the enclave that provides the
You
powers
sound butthurt.
to uphold that jurisdiction, which is the District of Columbia.
You are dumb. You are really, truly dumb. I don't feel bad for you.
Charlie, I don't want your money. You can pull up and say hi, though. I'll shake your hand for free. Just wash your hands first, all right? You don't gotta ask me to smell them or nothing.
Oh. So
The
you're
United
worried
States or the
COVID
United
all of a
States.
sudden?
Neither, in a geographical sense. That's somewhere else. I'm not located in either one.
You're
I'm
located in the Republic of
on
California.
the North America
Remember
continent
when you filed the lawsuit
that has a longitude, latitude location
that got
that
tossed
can
out?
be found for my mailing address that the United States Postal Service will deliver my mail to using only the longitude, latitude coordinates.
Oh, see, you are a sovereign citizen.
So the United States and the United States are still two different places.
Wow, I can't believe dumb motherfuckers listen to
You
your
still got your
bullshit.
call boss. I don't
I'm
know what a
stupid
call
for
boss
watching.
is.
I'm stupid for watching.
Two
this
different
shit.
places.
I'm dumb. Like, you are the most boring,
Both of them are located
uneducated,
in the federal
stupid
jurisdiction
fucking
that I just
frauditor
handed
there
you the
is.
code to.
Except for
just gave
Tom
it to you.
Zebra,
26
the woman
USC
beater.
7701, 9 and 10.
Try to sound smart for your idiot
CDL.
followers.
No, I surrendered my CDL.
You
Commercial
surrendered it.
driver's license.
That's a way to spin
I'm
it.
not in the commercial practice, and I'm not a driver, and I don't need permission
License
to
was
have your
suspended.
license.
Wow, so you have a right to travel, huh? Like, okay, but you're
Hell
not
yeah.
a sovereign citizen.
I now have a passport that allows me to en passant or pass through any port. I showed a lot of you. I'm proud of my. I already said I couldn't get it. I already said I wouldn't. A lot of people said I wouldn't, but I don't have a California ID card anymore because it was surrendered. So we don't use such
That's so you
identity
can buy
anymore.
cigarettes and alcohol. That's not so you can do any special privileges.
So when they ask for your all capitalized United States is not the same, do I know the difference? Of course I know the difference. Here's the difference right here. Here's the difference right here, man.
There's some people in your chat that
Hold
are
on.
actually smarter than you, and
Hold on.
you don't want to hear it. That's the problem. Is you think you're so up in your own ass that you don't even
Here's
fucking
the
want to
difference
hear
right here.
being corrected by people like Artie, who's completely moved on from you, doesn't give a flying fuck. You just like the controversy. You just like the attention. You just always got
I said that
drama
up here.
with somebody,
Here's the
right?
difference.
Who?
Here's the difference. I love that you're testing me because I want you to know and everybody else to know that might be watching right now that has no clue
that you lost miserably at all your attempts
of the
to try to
information I
silence
just
me,
provided.
and my
And
free speech and my First Amendment
would like
rights.
to call me names or address me by a certain terrorist name that was created by the same government that loves to abuse its residents and demand payment of satisfaction
You sweating bullets.
for
I
their
love
personal interest and gain
it. Sweating bullets.
by means of extortion and fraud. And the average individual
Let's talk about extortion and fraud.
has a tiny sized fucking brain
You're the guy that's being
that
charged with
doesn't have the thinking
fraudulent
capacity
conveyance of a judgment debtor. Means
to
you've
connect
already
the
lost the
jigsaw
lawsuit
of pieces
and you refuse to pay it, so
that
you
will
shift your funds into other accounts and your valuables,
put
whatever they
together a
might be.
bonding.
I thought you were coming for my PlayStation 4, Ricky. What happened?
A bonding instrumentality
All your
that
big words,
can be
big Sovcit
enforced
guy.
through the proper court and the proper jurisdiction. Sexy Sass Perez, what's up, yo? So,
Oh
I
yeah,
love
thank
that
you,
you want to test me on
Ashley
it or
Perez,
call
for
me whatever
posting
type
that
of,
live stream of
just to
Tom
see,
Zebra inside my house
you know,
after he
and,
broke in. Thank you.
I accept your not nothing but something. Some people gain nothing. Some people gain an insight, and some people gain a spark of interest. Some
I'm
people
losing
gain
brain
an opinion.
cells.
Some people gain
You're really
a
irritating.
perplexed expression.
I live
But it's
rent
all
fucking free in your head. That's what's
a
hilarious.
noun, and a noun is what? A person, place, a thing. Fluoride Zombie Slayer. I see you over there on, by the way, for those of you that don't know, I started
I
up
don't
a
know,
TikTok
and I
account.
don't care.
TikTok account name, The Real Ricky Monday. Just like the channel.
Oh, so
The
you
Real
see,
Ricky Monday,
you see my
TikTok.
channel, Cop Baiting Cowards.
So I'll be posting some different content over there that YouTube claims is a promotion of dishonest behavior. The only promotion of dishonest behavior I see is from YouTube, especially with their prior restraint policies and actions where they enforce their opinion and ideology and restriction on freedom of the press and freedom of information to their linking and to the parts that they want to disassociate information from.
Somebody
So
sounds
that
butthurt that they lost
people
20
can remain
copyright strikes.
right where they want them. Fucking dumbed down, stupid, steady drinking that faucet water, contaminated with fluoride that has a
Okay, the lizard people and all that, no
chemical
moon landing,
component
flat earther.
that
Look at
tends
you
to
sucking
interact
up
with
to your
the human
dumbass chat.
thinking functions of the brain that interrupt patterns of human behavior that would make humans who act in a certain way act in an unexpected, unnatural way, especially when taking psychiatric medication for some practice opinion that is given by a
It's called science.
acclaimed licensed psychiatrist
So you're a science denier,
with the
flat earther.
authority to scribble on a piece
COVID
of paper
idiot.
that is embrowsed and give you a
You're not woke, bro. You're far from
prescription.
fucking woke.
so you can go alter your mind just a little bit more. Keep your mind right where they want it.
You are a
The size of
paranoid,
his balls.
delusional. My balls are pretty big, bro. You want to suck on them? Because you've been sucking
hope
on
you
them for
don't
about
quit
4
to this
fucking
channel.
months now.
I don't care much for Two Talk, but I think differently about the way they are, or maybe you. Thank you for your kind statement, but they rather you don't think at all. They rather you don't have no ability to think.
You're just a
They
loser
rather-
with a fucking Google account.
You just follow whatever they tell you to do without so much even questioning. Because as long as you don't question,
You can question things, Ricky. You don't need to do it the way you're
as long
doing
as you
it.
don't question, they have your full consent, and
You're
they
just
have
dumb. You don't know
full
how anything
enforcement
works.
by the separation of their government through the judiciary, legislature,
No big words.
and then and the executive powers to make you obey them, because that 14th Amendment, proud tax-paying citizen with all these rights, can be straight up taken away.
I got the right to fucking clown you.
If you don't consent, you need to not consent on a declaration
Man, you are stupid.
and write it down on a piece of paper that will
Get
give
thrown
you
out of
weight and
court?
effect, so that you can declare that citation in court, an open declaration of a record that is an open declaration of record that can prove that you already set the terms to your contract. You already set the terms to the services that you're going to provide. And any service that is provided
So you
against
gotta
you-
sweat until
against
Monday
your
about
service
that fucking
without
certified
your
letter.
consent does leave
Rent-free.
open the ability for you to be able to go type up an invoice, just like the one I posted the other day. Same shit, but it needs to be in a box, because it being in a box is 4 squares and it's trapped in the context. It can't be taken out of the box. So the box traps the contract.
Wow.
The
Oh
box
my God,
seals
you are
the contract.
stupider than I thought.
And whenever you're violated, or that declaration that you made and is on open record of the court
Your,
was made,
your brain
you
is toast.
pull that record from the court when you file your lawsuit, and you say, hey,
The lawsuit that was
Oh.
tossed out.
the record, I have the proof that they don't have the jurisdiction on the record. I hold that jurisdiction on the record. Whatever your record says for your incorporation is what the court of the tribunal or state civil court will recognize and settle, no matter what the fee may be. Now, I can send you the bill of mail in the mail. You can return that bill to me and say, no, I'm not going to pay you
But you
this
did
amount
form a
for
papyrus
what
or whatever.
you gave me. I'm going to pay you this amount.
You told the court you're on
So
SSI
I write
and
you
food
back my mail
stamps.
and I tell you,
So you
nah,
don't
I
want to
don't
pay for
accept
my
your
attorneys.
offer. Your offer is below the minimum standard that I set in my instrument that is non-negotiable.
But you lost. And they tossed your shit out. And laughed at you, basically, from what I understand.
Non-negotiable.
That it
So,
was definitely, yeah,
you
it was
send it back to them.
non-negotiable. Your lawsuit
And you
was
send it
non-negotiable.
either with a certificate of mailing or certified mail. Make sure the person that you're sending it to gets it. When they get it, they still have an obligation to respond to your rejection of their rejection.
Are you still acting like you
Fair
won?
is fair.
Shit was
And
tossed
you
out.
can go back and forth by mail as much as you like until one of the parties gets tired of sending you these fucking stupid letters back and forth. But what they didn't realize was when they decided to stop responding to your proposal and consent,
Here we go.
that was when they created their silence. They handed you silence and you accepted it. Now, with the acceptance of
He's
silence,
still acting like he's still
and you've
like
already
got a
corresponded,
case.
the other party has fair knowledge of the information, fair knowledge of the contract. I can't find 1-308. It doesn't exist. Can't find it. I know which one you're looking for. 1-308 has been moved. So, they can't find it. Doing what I do nothing. I do nothing but research and study. But, yes, you can make a living. I do believe that, no, I don't believe, I know that you have the inherent right and inalienable right
To fraud
you have the
SSI?
right to practice in whatever profession so you choose. You could definitely do it because you operate under your own authority.
Well, did you pay taxes then? Did you report your earnings
you own
to
your own
SSI, to the food
You
stamp
have
people?
your own authority. Yes, you can do it.
But
You
you
can.
tried to get out of being
by the
held
way-
responsible.
For those of you naysayers, check this out. Some of you might know my homeboy, Callie Green, that
No.
I got a job with Amerigo back in the day. That fool got a ticket in Georgia, in Union City, Georgia. They stacked a bunch of tickets on his ass.
Glug, 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 glug. I'm winning at life. Glug, glug, glug.
They stacked a bunch of tickets on him.
I'm such a hard ass. Glug, glug, glug.
They sent him a letter in the mail to Utah, where he moved to from California, and told him that he needed to go to Georgia for his ticket. So he went to Georgia for his ticket. He got terrible service in Georgia. Was assaulted by the cop at the courthouse. They were trying to get him to waive his rights. All kinds of disrespectful shit was taking place. So he asked me performance or acceptance of, I don't think it's listed under, I know what you're talking about. It's been moved. You still find it, but you need to look at the date. Look at the date. Make sure you look at the year. Make sure, because they fucking change that book all the time, just so you know. Anyway, Robert, Callie Green, he asked me, he said, Ricky, what would you do? I said, well, you want to know what I would do, or, what, as a citizen, or what I would do knowing what I know now? He said, I want to know what you would do
shit.
knowing what you know now. I told him, well, I'd just write him up a letter, give him a bunch of jurisdiction facts, give him a...
See, that's what's funny is like the first
challenge,
people that told me about your
to
lawsuit
the declaration,
said
and
he
make
didn't
a
even
declaration
fucking
and a
file it in the
statement,
right place.
for the record, and demand that they show proof of jurisdiction on the administrative record of any proceeding taking place.
You're just mad because you lost.
He was like, what the
Take
fuck?
Your fucking L's,
I said, yeah,
bro.
fool, I got you. Don't worry. I'll
Take
type
your
it up.
fucking L's.
I'll send it to you. I sent that shit over to the homie, right? He read it. His mom was like, nah, don't do that. You better get a lawyer. Don't do that. No, don't. That's not a good idea. Like anybody else would say, that's not a good idea. Don't do that. Don't play with your CDL license like that. So he tells me to do it anyway, and he sends it in, certified mail, along with the letter that they sent him, attempting to obtain jurisdiction from him. Guess what happened? He called me Friday. Hey, Rick, thanks, man. That fucking letter that you wrote for me, man, that letter was fucking badass. They called me twice now, being all nice and shit to me. Their attitude has changed. I said, oh yeah? I said, yeah. He's like, well, they really haven't said anything, but they were offering me to settle for $180. I told him, I said, you didn't settle, did you? He said, no. I said, okay, cool.
Cool.
Well, since you didn't settle,
Cool. I'm a wigger.
next time they call you or make any mention to you, you tell them on the phone that you're not willing to talk to them anymore in verbal, only by paper, through the mail, and the instrument that they received and signed for is a non-negotiable instrument that is not available for negotiation. So payment of $180 is unacceptable, and I will not even give you an acceptance for value and honor and exempt of levy. So we're waiting to see if they ever call him again. And like I said, they're not gonna call you because if they call you, they submit to your jurisdiction. Just like that. I hand you guys the scoop. I hand you guys the loop.
Really?
They hand you guys the poop.
This whole stream
And when
has
they
been
hand
poop.
you guys the poop,
Everything
you
comes out of
smell
your
it
mouth
like it
is
smells like
poop.
the fragrance of juke.
Okay, rhyme sayer.
They deceived you and lied to you,
Rent fucking free.
but they told you they was keeping you in the loop.
I love making fun of you, but your
You
shit is
accepted the
stupid.
lie, and you played their role. Played their role, you realized that you was playing an actor. And as you was playing an actor, you was up on the stage with an appearance from nowhere, perpetrating your act in a disguise to hide and shield your true identity
Your butt hurt.
and entity,
Butt hurt.
and the false conveyance of language,
And you were, fraudulent conveyance of
accepting
judgment debtor.
my silence for presumption of consent.
Ricky, you fucking lost.
And every time I turn around, I look over my shoulder
You should be.
and I see my waist is bent.
Just like you did to
I see
me.
nothing more than the government, half
Fucking
exhausted
felony
from the hard
doxer.
workout that is conducted on its citizens and their permit. The rant continues.
All these, yeah, you so proud of yourself. You just, all the L's you taking, and you think you won something. You still think you won in your
Oh my
mind, your
God.
little pea
For those of you
brain.
that not hit me, give me the thumbs up already. At least give me the thumbs up for the freestyle poetry. All right? At least give me that much. That's original. Don't go stealing my lines
I won't.
and not give me no credit
Your shit's whack.
where credit was rightfully earned.
No. You're a clown. You're a fucking Sovcit douchebag.
Damn.
Who leeches off the government.
That was noble. Very noble.
Yeah, you think you're so fucking rad for that speech. Like I gained literally nothing from it.
I have been down a deep, deep rabbit hole.
I lost hard drive space just because of that stupid ass speech.
That rabbit hole. I'll tell you what. Let me tell you how deep the rabbit hole is.
Oh, great.
I'll tell you how deep the rabbit hole is.
Here we go. Story time.
I know every time I entered a hole, I reached a spot in the hole that no man ever reached before. Now this hole is a different story.
You're an asshole.
It extended beyond my scope. And my scope had a special lens that could see past the average. Hold up. I can see past.
Come on, use your brain.
The average, simple. Hold on. I can see past the average, simple individual's intellectual. The average individual's intellectual position, and analyze their opinion with critical thought and factual information, and accept it for its true meaning by value.
What? I use a bigger word. Use your wordy bits.
Now you should see some of these shit that I write, especially
I've seen it.
the shit
It's
that I
a
write
word
that takes
salad.
me 4 or 5 days to write for 3 pages.
And how'd that work
Rearrange my
out?
words,
Did you get a giant L for that one?
seeking synonyms and antonyms and propositional phrases and correct syntax and the proper syntax structure to be able to formulate on paper
That's not
the
what I
correct
read.
sentence structure that would be required.
Copy and pasted. It still made
to
grammatical errors.
Make the statement a material fact that cannot be obligated, negotiated, or amended in any position of any
it was tossed out, so
unqualified
guess what?
jurisdiction. So yeah, the rabbit hole gets real deep. And
Still think you won.
I
You
think
won
before I
something,
end the
right?
live stream, I'm going to talk about angry name calling.
Okay, career criminal.
I love angry name calling.
All right, deadbeat dad.
I provide angry name calling service all
Okay,
the time
Sovcit.
to those individuals who earn the value of the angry name. And if I provide you with an angry name, that means there's an aggravation
Means you broke some
that
sort
comes
of law
from your name that
by
aggravates
doxing.
me in ways that
Oh, I'm glad I
are
exposed
not
you.
acceptable. And
Oh, it is acceptable. That's why the
if that
videos are back
name
up.
were
That's-
to be announced,
That's why
it would also be just as
you
repugnant
lost every single fucking strike.
as fighting
Everyone.
words.
Even your privacy complaints. Everything. Everything.
PC
You lost your
415.
lawsuit. You're a douchebag.
So,
you're a professional victim, and
fighting
you're a
words.
crybaby. You're a bitch ass Munday.
I used to be a fighter, but I'm not much of a fighter anymore.
Huh? Yeah,
I
we
became a
know.
soft-hearted lover,
Then pay your child support.
And,
Get a fucking real job.
a truth seeker,
I
or
find the truth on
the
YouTube.
pursuit of happiness, liberty,
Fuck, motherfucker.
privacy,
Fucking leech, you fucking
and
sponge.
equality.
You fucking
And
SSI.
definitely equality,
food
because I hate
stamps,
everybody the same.
Don't pay no
Everybody,
taxes.
I fucking hate everybody the same. Not a little less, or not a little bit more. So there's definitely a little bit of equality mixed up in that shit.
You have a screwed sense of
And
equality.
if I hand you a handful of my quality,
You ain't
it
handing
would
nobody
be some
nothing.
impressive
Inglewood PD's handing you a fucking
mixture
letter.
of decomposed, healthy supplements that were digested through my vessel. All right, man. So
What a shit show.
I'm back.
What a
I'm
shit
back at
show
the
you and
outro
your
spot.
friend Tom
I guess
Zebra,
I'll holler at
Daniel
you guys.
Solomon
Thank you guys
have
for tuning
become.
in and listening to my ramble. But it was beyond a ramble. It was
Yeah,
a lot
it was
of
a shit show. A fucking brain scramble.
confusing
Just like this
information
fucking
that the average individual
quality of
expect-
your videos.
wouldn't expect to understand. So,
You didn't teach shit. You just
Anyway,
dumbed a bunch of motherfuckers
you know, if
down.
you guys like this video,
The
you know,
same
cool.
12
you know,
people
if
that are in your
you know,
chat.
You know somebody that probably don't know my channel or watched my channel before, or some of my other videos, or listen to some of the information that I've given you guys.
You didn't give no
You should definitely
information.
pass it along and see what other people think.
Yeah, I do. And then you
share
strike
it on
me.
Facebook, whatever you want to share it on.
Thanks for permission.
Yeah. You can always be an asshole. You can always be a
I will.
kind individual.
I will.
Whatever you want to be and whatever you perceive yourself to be.
I want you in
I
prison.
wish you the best. And if you're sitting at home in Nevada and Las Vegas, mad and angry for the last 5 years about other people, and you have nothing but hateful shit to say, and all you do is sit at home on your PlayStation talking shit with a very small
fucking
vocabulary and a very little bit of insight, it shows your
I
true
won.
quality
I
as a
won.
human being.
I won. I
And
won.
true quality of the human trait and mannerism is hard to find. You can always find a nice person in this world, and if you can't find one, you can always be one.
Fuck off.